All right. What's going on, everybody? Got my coffee. Got my alongside journal. It's Monday. Let go.
It's a Monday Devo with Kameron.
So today's passage is Matthew chapter 7, verses 15 through 23. And we're actually coming to the end of our Salt and Light series. Looks like we have this week and next week, and then we'll jump into Ruth. So that'll be exciting. But Matthew chapter 7, verses 15 through 23 are honestly super powerful. Oh my gosh. Guys, there is so much to unpack here. But for the sake of time, let me just tell you what sticks out to me. And what sticks out to me is this idea of bearing fruit. Something that we all want to do. We all want to make sure that we are a healthy tree that is producing fruit for Jesus. And we also, in comparison with that, we want to be somebody that says, Lord, Lord, at the end of our lives, and Jesus recognizes us, right? We don't want to be fake in this. And here's a couple of things that come to my mind with that. One, I think whenever you are a tree for the Lord, you are always going to produce fruit. No question. If I have an apple tree, it is going to produce apples. There's nothing else about it that is going to produce pears or watermelon, right? If you are a believer in Jesus, you are going to bear fruit for God. You are going to be kind to other people. You are going to be loving to other people. You're going to be somebody that wants to serve others because there's no other way whenever you're rooted in the gospel. And you know what we want to do? We want to focus so much on our fruit, and we want to start there. Okay, how do I make sure that I present myself well as a believer in Jesus? How do I make sure I'm doing all the things so that everyone can know I'm a good Christian, doing all of the right things, so people can see my life and know that I'm a Christian? But you can't miss, and hear me say this, we've got to focus on the roots. You've got to make sure that you are not planted in yourself, in selfish desires, or in the world, or getting adoration from the world. You've got to be planted in Jesus and in the Word of God. And if you are, then you will be producing fruit. But don't focus on the end product, focus on where you are planted. And for myself, this is something that makes me want to reflect and say, hey, is there any bad fruit in my life? And what ways do I need to get rid of that? What does that mean about where I'm planted? How can I make sure that I plant myself into the truth and into the goodness of who God is? Guys, this is something I'm super excited about. I know that we all have a bunch of reflecting to do over this passage, but God is wanting to speak to us with this. And man, let's utilize our time today. Let's utilize our time this week to spend some time with Jesus and to start reflecting on who we are and to plant ourselves into the truth so that we can produce fruit for God and for other people. Love you guys. Let's get out of here.
It's a Monday Devo with Kameron.